I don't like this idea of ownership, but I want to get into that. First, I haven't seen them make this post. Why do I care if Iran has nukes? You know what? I'm not going to make that post. Believe it or not, people say, why you post 30 things a day? I actually post less than probably, I probably post less than 50% of the things I write. Half the time I write things, it's just for me. I like starting discussion, but I'm not going to post that. I don't, well, the thing is, I don't care if Iran has nukes. Why do I care? Why would I care? Why would I care if Iran has nuclear weapons? That has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. That all has to do with, let's bring the comments in. That only has to do with billionaires. That's it. Has nothing to do with me. If Iran has nukes, that has nothing to do with my day or what's going on or what's important. It's some king, some billionaire, somebody wants me focused because they want to steal some energy from somewhere around the world and eat more than their share. I actually don't care what happens around the world. Like, why am I worried about if Iran has nukes and they're violating their religion? Like the people over here, they're violating their gods. They're defying God. And the people right down the street defying to the gods here. And nukes right down the street. Nukes right down the damn street. People are saying, what, buffering? Same problem here. Buffering, what's going on? You can't hear me, you can't see me. What's happening? What's happening, people? Buffering. Continuous buffer. Continuous buffering. People want me to start over. Let me see. Well, let's see if it settles down. Tell me what's happening, people. Tell me what's happening. Continuous buffer. Same problem, John, Sean, Sandy, Mary. Continuous buffer. I don't know. You know. I mean, I can start over. I'm not sure if that's going to help. Continues, but keeps buffering. It's like YouTube, we got 3 people. Facebook, I can't see how many. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Let's blame the CIA. They probably have nothing to do with it. It's probably just a technical thing. YouTube working, Facebook just buffering. Let's see if it straightens out. I go to, let me see, he's not coming through on any of my pages. Any of them. I'm on all John's pages. John got like 1,000 pages. I can see you here fine. So, okay, but that's, you know what that is then. Thank you. Appreciate that, Brother Travis. Do you know what that is? That's Facebook. I try to tell people that this is temporary. I mean, they could be having technical problems, but this is temporary. Let me see if I can stop and restart Facebook. We'll try to do that, but I'm stopping Facebook and I'll restart it. But this is how it goes. This is exactly how it goes. This is only temporary. They want people focused on the world so they can rob other people. Violation. They want more than their share. The only way they can do that is get people at the local level to look beyond that. All right, let me see. I just hit restart on Facebook. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, I don't see anything. I'm black. I'm looking at Facebook. I'm just seeing a black. I'm black. Oh man, I'm black as hell. I'm one of your Rothschild names. Oh, look at that. It is. It's just all I see on my screen is blackness. Blackness, baby. Yeah, I might have to switch to YouTube. Doesn't look like Facebook is interested today. I see it's black. I see black. I see black. I see the tribalism. I just see what the Rothschilds said everybody is. Crayons. Crayon colors. Yeah, it's just black. I restarted. I thought it was just my Facebook. Bummer. No, it's not your Facebook, Susan. That's it. That might be it. They might be like, that's it. You're going to be black no matter what. You're gonna be black. No, you ain't gonna do this. Oh, everybody's African American, everybody's African Irish, everybody's African German, everybody comes from the same tribe. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna be black. That's all I see. I look at you. I look at Facebook. It's just black. I don't see nothing else. Ain't no picture. It's just black. I don't know, kids. This is a thing where you're just probably gonna have to swap over to YouTube for the moment, so they get rid of that. I got nothing, y'all. I got nothing. I mean, one more thing. I would do. Let me see if I can do a total shutdown of it. I'll try a total shutdown because there's just nothing there. I can't watch live feeds live on Facebook. Happy to be here. so I'm black. I know I'm black. I know I ain't black. Stop that. So I ain't black. I didn't gave up that. I gave it up, y'all. I gave it up. Like I said, I'm done with the Rothschild's color coding. All right, so I'm gonna try to completely shut down. I'm gonna try to completely shut down Facebook, and we'll start all over. My goodness. End it. Let me see. I gotta write the title again. Damn it. You know how hard it is for me to spell at my age? I don't even care about spelling. I gotta type and spell it all over. But that's a hint. They gonna pass him a hint today. He gonna be black. We ain't doing this no more. You gonna be black. You gonna be black. They're gonna be white. They're gonna be yellow. And y'all need to fight each other. Don't talk about the system. No more of this. White people are good stuff. I'm like, no, y'all, most white men are okay. That's what I posted last night. And they got pissed off at me. I said, white men, okie dokie. What's that do? The color of your skin has nothing to do with how the world is. But they're trying to convince everybody, oh, white men made the world. We need somebody to run the system that ain't a white male. And I'm like, no, that's not the problem. They got brown eyes too, but that's not the problem. You can vote everybody in with orange feet and that don't have white skin and they don't have a penis, and it's not going to fix anything. That's the system telling you that. If you are on a narrative of fight a race, you're a racist. So yeah, that's probably what got me. I said that last night. They didn't like that. You can replace all the white males and everywhere in the system. It ain't a damn thing going to change. It's still going to be the same. It's still going to rob people, still going to starve people, still going to kill people, because everything is energy. And we still agree that everybody can have more than their share. And as long as we agree with that, doesn't matter who's in control. Doesn't matter. The color of their hair does not matter. You can get rid of everybody with brown hair that created who wasn't even here when the problems got created. It's not going to change anything. It says the video ended. Yeah, I ended it, Marilyn. I'm trying to do a total restart and see what happens. I still look black. I'm having too much fun with this. You should be upset. But I'm actually not upset. I didn't think that was going to go long term anyway. Plus, it could just be technical. Nope. Still black. Can y'all hear me on Facebook though? Maybe it's just you're supposed to just look at somebody black. You're supposed to look at a black screen on Facebook. It's the same buffering. Yeah, well, that's what happens. It lived in for a second, Ivana said, then it was gone. So you can hear me. No one can see Gerard's Facebook Live today. I guess you can. Stop it. You can see it. He's black. He done gave up. He's going to go back and be tribal with everybody else. He's going to cheer. He's going to cheer reparations now. Nah, I'm sorry. Still not interested. I need to be in the back of the line for reparations. Women are in front of me. Every woman on this planet is in front of me for reparations. So no, sir. I will not be standing in that line. I believe you're supposed to let women go first. Hey, I see my picture. Nope. I clicked on it. My picture went away. No, wait. It says buffering. I don't know. YouTube is fine, y'all. YouTube is fine. You gotta go to YouTube. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to go to YouTube where you just... Can y'all hear my mouth? It was live for a second. It kicked in. Typo, Ivana said. Maybe it'll come back in. But I'm trying not to be was Marilyn saying? My mom used to say, let you and him fight. Don't waste your energy. Yeah, I let people fight, Marilyn. I don't have any interest in it. I think violence is like you accept violence anywhere. You're gonna have violence everywhere. This might just be some sort of random discussion now. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna try something, yo. I'm gonna shut everything down I got. I'm gonna shut everything down. And I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think it's because YouTube is fine. YouTube look purty. You look purty on YouTube. Gerard, are you on BitChute and or MeWe? I have two apps, but never use them. Yeah, I'm on MeWe. I'm on Minds. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I haven't figured out how to use Twitter yet. All right, well, it looks like Facebook. That's it, y'all. Y'all gotta look at something black. Let me see if it will ever work for him. All right. Well, I guess they can't hear me. Who's that? Marilyn, you were over there. Song, you were over there. Could you hear me on Facebook? I tried to restart it, y'all. I tried to restart it. I don't know what to tell you. All I gotta say, there's only one law, and it's called share. And I think if you're talking about sharing, now they need to shut it down. All right. What can I try? Maybe I'll try something else. And close that out. Close this out. It's not from my side, people. I don't know. But you know what? Maybe I should try something. I can't watch lives on Facebook. Why can't you watch lives on Facebook? Song, you talking about like healthy stuff and organic and natural, and they're blocking it. You know you're not supposed to talk about vaccines. Hey, y'all didn't see that speech. Vaccines are not allowed at all. You can't talk about vaccines. That's just not allowed. All right, so I hate to really do this, but I guess what I'm gonna do is break them apart. Break them apart. It's gonna be a quick one. All right, this is what we're gonna do. It's what we gonna do. We gotta work around. I don't want to do this, but I guess I can try. All right, hang on. Let us try. Yeah, because they're not even saying anything on Facebook, so I don't even think y'all can even hear me. They're just fine. Defunct. What I will do is shut off Facebook that way. And we will go through the ISP, I guess. But try it another way. It'll be weird. We're gonna divide the family up. Facebook will be over there, and I'll be over here on YouTube. So one get the green screen, and the other get just the literal green screen. All right, so this is what we'll do. We shall press that and see. Oh, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be ugly, but. We'll just have a discussion today. We won't do anything funky and boom. All right, now I gotta look here to see YouTube, there to see Facebook. This is gonna be weird. Boom. Starting live. All right, so okay, Facebook, this is weird. I gotta figure this out. This is a fun thing about being an old IT guy. Well, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not old. I'm young. So this is what we'll do. Go over here, bring in the comments from the new video over here, and I guess I can see the comments over there. I'm figuring it out. Give me a minute. Right there. No? It says live. Oh, you know what? Because I can't go live here. Hang on. Finish that, close that out, cancel that, end this right here, then we'll start up over here. And that way, at least we'll have a discussion. Ain't gonna be a pretty discussion for Facebook, but it should work. Then we'll talk about it. Because I just want to talk about law today. Not law, but like real law. Not fake law. Not fake law, but real law. All right, there we go. No, delete that. And now we're gonna start a live. Boom, go like that. I don't like doing it this way because last time I did, I was wearing the bunny ears and stuff, and they like to put the bunny ears on here. All right. So what I will do is close this out and go down here. And so I'm just going live from my phone over here for Facebook. And we'll have a discussion. Well, it says live. I see Brother Dale over there. Dale, you ain't send me nothing in a minute. How come you don't send me nothing? You used to send me stuff all the time. Dale used to make me crazy. Okay, so it should be working. This is going live in a completely different ISP. Completely. It's not even related. So if it doesn't go live, that's the hint. That if you want to continue the discussion, you're going to have to move over because I am no longer living on Facebook. It looks like that's it. That could be it, y'all. That's it. Wait a minute. Somebody just did something. Oh no. The hell? Now I'm losing my mind. Somebody on Facebook say something. Now I'm seeing likes. Okay, there we go. Is it working? No, still error loading. Yeah, being throttled on Facebook. That's what happens, Jimmy. Let me see. Must be getting to them. No, because I'm seeing people come in over here. I just seen Anna on Facebook. Lori says he keeps trying. I keep trying, Lori. That's what I'm trying. I didn't know you was on YouTube. Lori, what's that? Lori, YouTube. Okay, there we go. It appears nobody's live feed is working right now. Oh, okay. So it's not me, John. See, look at that. Y'all thought it was the CIA. Y'all blame everybody. Apologize to the CIA. We sorry, CIA. We sorry. We sorry, MDHS. Sorry, NSA. We so sorry. We blamed y'all. Y'all killers and murderers and stuff, but we blamed y'all. All right. I see people coming in. I don't see any. This is weird because I don't see any comments down there. And so this is okay. So it might work. Somebody on Facebook say it's okay. It ain't okay because all you see is green. Let me know it's okay so we can get started. It's getting late. I got caught in the pick. Truth may have a cost. Truth may have cost you or maybe not. Well, Jennifer, that's how it's supposed to work. Y'all, we vote for censorship. This is what we're supposed to get. Or they're just having technical problems. Well, if I can't sit on my butt and visit with you, I am going to something. All right, somebody on Facebook tell me, are we okay? Are we okay on Facebook? Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Yeah, yeah. That's an ugly face. I see Susan over there. I don't see anybody typing on Facebook. Y'all got to tell me something here. Tell me something. Go put more signs up in my neighborhood. Brenda, why are you putting signs up in your neighborhood, girl? What's that about? Can you hear me? All right. So YouTube, I don't even know if Facebook is there. If y'all are on YouTube, you can go to Facebook. Tell me. I don't think Facebook can hear me. I don't think they can hear. I just seen Susan liked it. Gerard, if you can see this, please be careful. I can see it, Elizabeth. I can see it, Elizabeth. I can see it. Lord Jesus, they're coming to get me. Let me see. I can't hear or see here. Okay, Megs, you can't hear or see. Okay, so either it's a Facebook problem or it is they don't like me no more. That's okay. They just make me black. Am I still black on Facebook though, y'all? All right, that's it. That's it. All right, that's it. So we're gonna tell people to come to YouTube. I can't, song. I can't. I'm not talking. They say I'm black. They just as bad as my mama and daddy. You black. No, I ain't. You black. No, I'm not. I'm wave energy. All right, wait. Share this to your page on Facebook so the game. Oh, that's a good idea, Lori. Damn. Go on, Lori. Lori coming with the funk. Go ahead, Lori. That's smart. How are you so smart? I wasn't even thinking of that. I wasn't even thinking. They're going to have to come over to YouTube. That's the end of it. Now, if I can figure out how to get to my YouTube, we good to go. That's it, people. That's it. Facebook is having trouble. Somebody said Israel's messing with me. Why would they mess with me? I ain't got no issues with Israel. Israel ain't supposed to exist. Israel ain't even real. It's a figment of your imagination. It's called Palestine. You know, but they're beautiful people who live there called Jews and Muslims and Christians. They all used to get along till some psychopaths moved in over there and decided they want to defy the Torah. take over the religion and build the temple before God comes back. And God, when he come back, he's gonna be upset. Well, you better not be. Like I said, you behind at the pearly gates, and you behind in line with the Zionists or the modern Christians. Anybody faking, the Old Testament God gets kind of wrathy. Can't see you, can't even see me. See, can't see me. All right, so we're gonna shut. That's it. Live ain't working on Facebook.
See, can't see me. All right, so we're gonna shut.
Lori. That's it. Live ain't working on I'm gonna post on Facebook.
See, can't see.
Oh gosh, I hate my voice. I'm gonna go over to Facebook and just post on my page. You gotta go to YouTube. Got to go to Google. Got to go to Jesus. On Google. All right, there we go. Put it right there. That's it. Hey, maybe I should get some subscribers on YouTube today then. All right. Oh, that's weird, Lori. Have you ever shared a live video on a live YouTube video on Facebook? This is a learning day. Try later, some unspecified time. All right, Elizabeth. Yeah, you can. I guess you could fool it. I think the AI is a little smarter than that. I don't think anybody sits around and they monitor anyone. All right, so there we go. Only one real law. There you go, everybody. So if everybody went over here, I don't think the live comments from Facebook will actually show up on I don't know. Comments on a live YouTube are not going to show up on Facebook. I don't think. But if people comment on what I posted, then I guess I can see that. Because not everybody has a YouTube account. That's what I'm trying to think of everybody. I'm trying to think of everybody. That's what we're supposed to do. All right, so I shared that, and it's not even showing an image. Okay, so this is what we're going to have to do. Facebook, that's it. That's it for the day. Maybe they'll change their mind tomorrow, but that's it for the day. We are a YouTube group. Look at that. Oh, look how pretty that is. Everybody, all the comments are until they shut me down over here. All right. Look at the time. Look at the time. See, this is what happens. What I want to talk about. Oh, yeah. So it might be the topic. I want to talk about law. I wanted to explain there's only one law. Right. If everything is energy, then we constantly are taking in what we need, which is thievery. We're all thieves. If we're all thieves, then we need to rethink about what is law. If we're all thieves, if we're all criminals, what is law? And I think the limit, it's just within a certain tolerance, right? I think things are done decently and in order. And that's what all those God alien things that came to teach us, is that you got to do things decently and in order. And there's a certain order, I think, to perhaps thieving energy. You do things within balance. You only take your share. You don't violate anyone else's energy in their space. I think the only law is you just use balance. I think that you can't own anything. I think hoarding and greed is the problem. Perhaps we're an ecosystem like we talk about. And if we're all thieves and we're all killers, then there's killing within balance. There's reclamation of energy, which is within balance from within the ecosystem. This is so weird being on YouTube. This is weird. Dang, Facebook isn't working. Yeah, no, Patricia, it's not. Yes, Susan, he's been working on. Wait a minute, what's happening? Yes, Susan, he's been working on it. Yeah, I worked on it all morning. I was trying to work on it, y'all. I couldn't get it to work. It could be a Facebook problem. I think John said nobody's Facebook is working. Nobody's live on Facebook. So it may not be me. I don't know. This is what I was thinking about. In that I don't really care that Iran gets nukes. I don't really care about global news at all. I think I care about what I can see. I think I care about what affects my day. I think I care about what's around me. I think I care about the community and the people around me. But what's happening in the world, why would kings and lords want to show us what's happening around the world in a different place unless they were trying to use that information because they want to take more than their share. That's what all the news is now. I don't know what the news used to be, but now it's usually you're showing us people from around the world who are bad. You know what I mean? Like war. War is only fought if you have two sides who think they're right. Two sides who think it's okay to violate someone else because they're correct. And they're always wrong. Both sides. Man, I see y'all talking about all kind of stuff. Are y'all even watching me? Is this thing on? Is this microphone on? All right, so y'all want to talk about what's going on, I guess, with Facebook. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Someone has left a copy of Zohar on the entry table at work, and every evening when I leave, it is turned face down. Mystery. Wonder. What is Zohar? Marilyn, what is Zohar? I follow a channel called Zohar's Gateway. I don't know who Zohar is. I guess we just gonna talk today. We gonna talk today because this is discombobulating and confusing. Who is that? That look like Dreamweaver. I don't think that's Dreamweaver. I think that's Dale. I think that's Dale Weaver. And that's his icon, isn't it? Takes two to fight a war. Right, Lori? It takes two to fight a war, and the only reason you have Porter followers is because you somehow convince them that you're correct. And I think the more I'm evolving in this weird thing I'm doing, like on this journey trying to find myself and look at all the problems with me so I can fix them instead of fixing my problems in other people's mirrors, is that I'm never really right. Like, I think I'm right within my own space, I'm right within my own body, and I'm right with things that, how I think. But I'm never right enough, like outside of my skin, where I think I'm correct, where I would violate somebody else, where I would join with another force and vote against them to force them to do something because they're bad. That's what I kind of think. That's what the media is for. I think the media broke the planet. I think maybe you should be worried about your own space and not what's outside of your own space. Because within your own space, you can talk to people. You can find out what really is going on. But in the news, you'll never really know what's going on. You only know, I mean, like the best journalists, they still don't know everything that's happening in an area, in all cordons of it, all neighborhoods. I don't think we know each other. All to meet you. Oh, Megan, y'all meeting? That's what y'all supposed to do. Y'all supposed to meet each other. Meet each other and meet yourself. I'm still trying to meet myself. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull the comments up over here so I can see them again. I shut everything down. Oh, it's a crazy morning. Crazy morning. I guess we're gonna talk about, I don't know. Should I even pull up the news? Oh, look at that, everybody. Well, we got 14 over there. Everybody went over to YouTube. Everybody's creating accounts. See, this is the PSYOP. They did this. See, I'm Gerard, the CIA. He did this because we want everybody to make Google accounts. Then everybody has YouTube and Google accounts so we can monitor you everywhere. Yesterday, I was grounding. I was sitting in the garden thinking, and this was partly what it was gonna be about. Meditation and just taking time to think and be within your own space. Like yesterday, I was kind of meditating. I was sitting in the garden, grounding, had my feet in the ground. Facebook asked me, what am I doing? And I said, hey, what you mean, what am I? You know what I'm doing. Facebook AI, don't be lying like you don't know what I'm doing. As if Facebook AI and Google AI and Siemens AI and Huawei AI, like they don't all share information. They share information and gossip all the damn time. How do I know that? Because we gossip. We got my whole family. So they do is gossip all the time. Put me on these little comment threads and text messaging. All they do is gossip. So you gonna tell me that AI isn't a gossiper? If it is an I, it's gonna gossip about it. You know what I'm doing, damn it. Facebook, don't ask me what I'm doing. You know you share notes with Google and Google share notes with you. You know I'm sitting in the garden grounded. Put my phone down. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. I'm trying to meet myself in the garden. Meet myself. I don't think I met myself. I've met Everybody else wanted to make me. I met him. I know him really well. I met who my daddy made me. I met who my mama wanted to make me. I met who the black community wanted to make me. I met who the white community I met who the Democrats wanted to make me. I met who the Republicans wanted to make me. I met who the Americans wanted to make me. I met who the Christians wanted to make me, from the Methodists and the Baptists, and I met who the atheists wanted to make me. I met who everybody wanted to make me. I met that dude. I know that dude. And I'm trying to get rid of that dude, to be honest with you. I want to meet myself. That's why I meditate. And I think that's what meditation is. Like when you meditate, I'm not talking like anything like methodical. I know we got a lot of brothers and sisters here that do like serious meditation, floating and stuff. I ain't talking about, I'm just talking about just sitting within yourself, right? Sitting within your own space, driving your own life instead of being reactionary to what's happening around the world in the news or in everybody else's life. Like you just being within your own space. And I think when you're within your own space, or for me anyway, how it works for me, is I think a lot about what's wrong with me. Like I think about where I am in life, what's happening, what I did wrong, perhaps what I can do better, and it's powerful. Like I think y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Some of y'all have been meditating your whole life. Like you empty your mind. And you tend to drive the conversation. It's not driven by a television or a leader or a politician. Like you're driving discovery. It's not even like closing your eyes. It could just be observing a slug, a bee, a fly. Like there's so much that happens in a very small space in a garden. So much. The worm that pokes up, the potato bug, everybody's just in their own bounds, everybody in their own space. And I think when you observe that, it shows us on a small scale how our ecosystem should be at a greater scale. But that's not what TV is, right? TV is programming. TV is always showing you something. It seems to be like it's always showing you what's wrong with everybody else, right? Like it seems to, TV tends to show you what's wrong with everybody else, the news mostly, and you will tune in to the TV and the stations that make you feel good about yourself. So we tune into what lies to us and tells us that we're perfect, and it agrees with our indoctrination, because we don't want to watch stuff that makes us upset and tells us that we need to change. So I think like meditation is like the opposite of television. It's the opposite of programming. Programming is trying to convince you that you're correct and other people are wrong around the world. And when you meditate within yourself, you're just trying to fix things in your life, in your day. I think I think TV might be the anti-meditation. I think it might be. The news might be the anti-meditation. It's just people who want to drive you and abuse you, people who don't respect you, and they want to control you, and they want to make you into what they want you to be. They want you to be upset about what they want you to be upset about. Like today, you know what I'm upset about? Let me think, what are y'all upset about? Did y'all watch the news today? What am I upset about today? I don't think I'm upset about. Well, I don't really get upset about much anymore. I think the more time I spend with myself, the more I'm on this journey of rediscovering myself. I'm not upset, but what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about lettuce. I'm thinking about Little Jim. I'm thinking about my smoothie that's on the floor right there. I got to drink my smoothie. I'm thinking about a weird dream I had. I'm thinking about what I got to do today. I know I got to do some transplanting. I know I got some lantana I need to repot. I know I'm thinking about my son going to college. Thinking about my other son. I ain't seeing it a bit, hiding out at their mama's house because it's summertime. Think about my other son. I'm thinking about things that are important to me. I'm thinking about my mama. Mama went down to see her sisters. I'm thinking about things that are like important to me. I'm not thinking about Iran. I'm not thinking about Washington, D.C. I'm not thinking about trade wars. I think we need to spend more time with ourselves. Distracting processing. Yes. Well, you know what, Marilyn? I think it's not even, you're right. So it's not just distracting you from what you need to be doing in your life, but it's tuning you in. It's taking you away from what you're supposed to really think about. Like, there are things in the real world that we're supposed to work with. It's not just inner work. Like, most of the work I'm doing is inner work. But there are things that we have to focus on. Like, there are things we need to be honest about in the real world. And so they distract us from those things. But when it comes, how does that saying go? When an idea comes of time, nothing can stop it. Somebody fix that quote for me. Who said that? When it's time, when an idea something like that. I forgot. But when it's an idea's time, you're not going to stop it. You're not going to stop it. But if it's not a time for that idea, you're not going to push it through and make it happen. So this is why I think thinking is important, meditating is important, and sharing is important. Like, the inner journey of discovering yourself outside of what you were indoctrinated to be is so important. And then sharing that journey with other people, right? Maybe they go on the journey themselves to find out who they are and not be monkeyed around all day long by television and scarcity and conflict. There was something I wanted to tell you about. You know, like, I listened to Saj Guru this morning. He always puts me in a space where I'm kind of thinking. Let me see. People still trying to watch on Facebook. Y'all don't do that. Facebook is dead. Saj Guru said something. Well, he said a whole lot. I was just off this morning. Had my mind going. Here we go. You know, maybe I can show you. I can show you on the screen. See if I can pull it up on the screen. If I'm not using that. But it doesn't matter. I'll show you. He said, only when there's no fear and suffering will you dare to explore life in its full depth and dimension. Think about that. You know how we talk about fear and how fear takes you away from what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to be? He says, only when there's no fear and suffering will you dare to explore life in its full depth and dimension. And to me, that's powerful. It's powerful because suffrage is the model. Right? Suffering is the model. We make other people suffer so we can live comfy. We make other people suffer so we can be happy. We pull other people into our suffering and it makes us feel better because they're suffering too. Our model is really based in suffering. What if we change that model? Like, we should want for other people what we have ourselves. We want people to explore life. Like, that's all I want for everybody. I want everybody to explore life and become the most astounding, phenomenal you they can be. Like, if we have a planet, we have a society, a community full of happy people, great things will happen on this place. This planet will flip into something amazing. But if we keep a model of suffrage, if we keep a model based in imbalance, a model based in taking more energy than our share, a model based in cheering for politicians and leaders who are hired so big corporations can take more than their share, nobody will live to the full depths of life. Right? It's how you take a world where everything requires energy and everything is energy, and you turn it into a conflict-based imbalance competition of violence. It's how you have endless wars, because everything is an endless war at that point. Nobody's happy. Nobody's truly discovering themselves at that depth. When you take a model of oligarchy, right? We always go back to oligarchy. I always go back to oligarchy. Healthcare was on my mind. I don't believe in universal healthcare. I believe in don't let people die. And mainly because everybody doesn't, right? Somebody comes to you for health care, headache medicine, or they come to you for food, they come to you, and you got it, most people will share. So we all believe in that concept. I just don't like these names because the names are political. But if you want to talk about healthcare, to me, it's not even a discussion until we agree on health. We have to agree that we live in an oligarchy and we're all being poisoned, like all the autistic kids and all the problems that we're having, all the disease. It's environmental. It's completely environmental. And so we know If we know that that's the case, then we know this oligarchy, greed projects are behind this. The hell? I don't know what that is. Y'all, I guess Facebook, they're trying to do some sort of video thing. But if oligarchy is poisoning everybody, then how can we talk about healthcare if we can't agree on health? How can we, if it's not open source, right? It wouldn't step one be agreeing on what health is before we deploy it to everybody? And part of that, step one, is open source, no secrets, right? What is making everybody sick? Why is everybody so diseased? Y'all scaring the hell out of me. What the hell are y'all doing on Facebook? They're doing something, y'all. I don't know what y'all doing on Facebook. It's a group. It's a John wants to video chat with me, and it's got like 30 people in the group. I don't know what the hell that just was. That was John. Y'all supposed to be over here. Facebook is having a problem. We're already into a discussion over here. But that's step one, is open source. We have to be honest. Is anybody poisoning the people? Is anyone poisoning the water? Is anyone poisoning the food? Is anyone making it impossible to have a functioning healthcare system because they make money on people being unhealthy? And we have a lot of corporations making money on people being unhealthy, and they've bought most of the government. I mean, aren't they the biggest lobby in Washington, the healthcare, pharmaceutical industry? So once again, energy and wasting energy, right? Why do they come up with these disease projects, these models, and making people sick and then faking to heal them, or giving them just enough medicine so they don't die, so they can make a lot of money? I'm not interested in negotiating with the pharmaceutical industry about healthcare, because they're already crooks. They're scamming. We know they're scamming. They're hiding cures. They just got caught. Someone just got caught hiding one of the cures for, or an almost cure for Alzheimer's 3 weeks ago. We talked about. I forgot what company that was. Ideas are bulletproof. Yes, they are, Freeman. Ideas are bulletproof, because especially if it's an idea you share and others grasp it and run with it. That's why I try to say things, Freeman, like share with other people, love other people. I like this anarchy thing where no more laws and rules that are outside of natural laws, no more laws and rules that are usually based for big corporations. It's like, and maybe other people pick up on that idea, but you give them the respect to process it and think about it. If it makes sense to them, then it becomes something. It profits as an idea, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Not trying to control other people's minds, but when ideas, when it comes time for them, they will profit. Like, did y'all see the nurse? I think I posted it. The nurse who, I think there was a police officer who came in the hospital and was trying to either arrest or get this guy's records. What's her name? In Utah, right? Utah. She was drawing blood from a patient, and the police wanted the sample or something. Maybe the person was driving drunk. I forgot the details of the case. Let me see if I can show it to you on the screen. I can. Slide that over like that. I think I can do it like that without. Yeah, this case right here. Well, she won $500,000, and people clap. And I was clapping too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited by that. It's like a small win, but don't be confused. It's a very small win. Say, yeah, we're taking on the police state. No, we're not. We have a model that's still based in violence. We're not taking on a police state. You have parties that are required to write draconian laws. And so between that happening, was that like last year or 2 years ago or something? Between that happening and now, thousands of other draconian laws have been written to violate other people that are usually always unconstitutional. So it's like, it's not really a win. I think when you don't deal with things at the root level, the problems, you're not really solving anything. All I can think of is we will sell no wine before it's time. And I know that's deep, Lori. I'm not processing it though. No wine before, but it makes sense. I guess when people want to get drunk, people want to drink. Makes sense. So many things I used to do before I had to waste time on stalker stuff. Brenda, let me see. Let K says you can't stop an idea. Yes, that's it. You can't stop an idea whose time has come. And if it's time for us to create a gift-based society, it'll happen. If it's time for us to leave violence behind, it'll happen. If it's time for us to leave these fantasy concepts of race and division through religion and nationalism and all these things to get people violent, get them fighting by convincing them they're correct and somebody else is wrong, it'll happen. I don't think we have to really worry about it. I think we just put the ideas out there. Just put them out in the universe and see what happens and see what comes back. That's why ideas are so powerful, and that's why these tools are so powerful. These social media live streaming and being able to share an idea, but share it with respect and just put it out there and see what happens. If it is time for it, it will profit. Tell us what to be upset about. Yum, smoothie, kids, always. Well, Marilyn, I think Marilyn's saying that about the TV. Tell you what to be upset about, and that's stupid. There are things that you need to do in your life. There are things you need to do in your family. There are things that you need to do in your community. There are things you might need to do at work. But if you're upset about things that have nothing to do with your community, then other people are ruining your day. They literally distract you from what you're supposed to be doing. You're not focused on where you should be. And that's why I think meditation is so important, and just thinking about that. What is law? If everything is done decently in order and there's a process, a balance in this ecosystem that we have, then that's really where our mindset should be. It should be in balance and not do things that are imbalanced, not do things that create imbalance. Bank accounts did that. Money did that. Handing the world to Rothschilds and Rockefellers did that. Why should we be ruled by a group of people? Why should we be ruled by a political party or a race or a religion or a nation, let alone be ruled by 100 families? Why does that make any sense to anybody? That's stupid. We should want everybody to go discover themselves, but I think we have to respect the one basic law of balance in an ecosystem. An ecosystem only survives if all the creatures within operate within the rules of that ecosystem. And to me, it says share. If we don't share, we all die. Put your shoes and put your feet in somebody else's shoes. And if there's suffering anywhere, it has to stop. If there's hunger anywhere, it has to stop. And it's not going to stop if I'm eating my share and I'm filling my bank account with what could be food in another's belly. They literally broke the model. They broke the ecosystem of the world in giving us bank accounts when before we only had stomachs. Now we can take what we need and we can take and take and take and take. And it's very illogical to do that on a planet when you have children that don't have. I'm not saying that's a solution for anything. It's just something that I think about. Like, I feel guilty. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do. I feel guilty. I feel guilty that I've got a house I go to at night. I've got a bed that I sleep in. I can drink water when I want, and I can drink this coffee, and I got my smoothie right here. Then you got kids in Haiti eating rocks. Not rocks, but mud cakes, mud cookies. I feel guilty about it, and I think I should feel guilty about it. I think guilt is a very valid emotion. When your heart can go out to people like that, especially children, change can come. You put the idea out there and see what happens. A company in Israel, I believe. Megan saying a company, I don't know what that is. Let's see. Violence and fear keeps humans from evolving. We would be more advanced spiritually and technologically if our society was based in love and care. We would, Susan. I think we've been put behind thousands of years. We are so behind in technological advancement, sociological advancement, government advancement. We're so behind because we took a pause in evolution to make money and to hoard, to own, to not share, to try to become the kings and lords that we all despise because they oppress us, to become the oppressor. And fear does that. Her winning the lawsuit doesn't change anything. Thank you, it does not. They have no problems paying out pennies in order to keep the model of control. And this is my point, Susan. That's why I love it, what you're saying. It's because you can always go after the order followers and you can sue the companies and police department. But at the end of the day, they print the money. At the end of the day, they have that energy to give. They really don't care. The only thing they care about is if we all get together and say the model has to change, the violence has to go. Then no, you're not sending men with armed weapons to give people speeding tickets. No, you're not sending people with armed weapons to get blood samples from the hospital to try to meet a quota. Like, we have to get out of this violence-based model. It's based in fear. Like, why do we want the police? The same reason what you talked about above is fear. We're scared of something. But if the violators, the order givers, are still being cheered, and they wrote thousands of laws since that happened, it's worse. It literally is worse. She got paid, but we are in worse conditions right now because there's still more draconian police state laws being rolled out. That's why I love freedom. I love Jacques Fresco, and I love Bob Marley. Jacques Fresco said that a civilization doesn't have laws. If you are civilized, you have no reason for laws. If you have no reason for laws, you got no reason for police. Bob Marley said that all laws are illegal. And I agree with him. All laws, there's only one law, I think. And that's what all of those gods taught. Share. That's it. Share within balance. Share, respect everybody's free will. Share, and that's the balance. Order. Conservatives, for example, we need to post and discuss topics where they do agree and with us, so we can come together on those ideas first. Who said that? Hang on. That's a good one. Megan. Yeah, exactly. And can I take it a step further, Megan, and say conservatives shouldn't exist? Maybe we should stop calling them conservatives. And people who are conservatives, stop calling yourself conservative. When we're just people, we're just creatures, we're all brethren. Post things you agree on, right? Because doesn't TV, Megan, it's constantly telling you what you disagree on. Right? And most people disagree on only this much. They agree on this much. Leave me alone. Let me be free. I want to raise kids. Let everybody eat. Let's take care of each other. And they make people emotional on the very small percentage of things. And it's always what they disagree on. You know, and this is why I'm all over the board, Megan. Like people they try to track me down into a group, and I'm posting all over the place. I usually look at what people are outraged about, and I started questioning, like this reparations. I looked at it and I just started questioning, and usually my question was, well, what about the poor white folk? What about the Irish? What about the Japanese and the Chinese? What about the Native Americans? There's so many people who've been abused by this, and that led me to a final point of, what about the women? Like, what have y'all done to women? Like, my God, you know, certain races and groups of people have been abused in small part for 100 years, but women have been abused since the very beginning for thousands of years, and not just in one land, but in all lands. And I think when we let go of these names and we let go of these groups and tribes and we start talking about the things we agree on, I think that's the danger. That's probably why I'm not on Facebook right now. That's the danger. The danger is people actually agreeing on things like stop poisoning our food, stop poisoning our water, stop taking our rights and forcing us to live the way you want us to. The Yellow Vest protest, is that even still going on? I'm pretty sure it is, but it's not really talked about much anymore. Why? Because the people across groups all got together and they agreed on something. They agreed on something major, that you're not going to represent us anymore because you don't represent us and you never have. You're the bourgeoisie. You know, you're a single point failure and we want to be free. And so they don't want a representative form of government anymore. They want an RIC, and I forgot what that stands for, but it's basically a direct democracy where people get to choose their own fate. They get to decide and vote on their own laws. great point. I was just trying to get some ideas across. Right, Megan, and that's so important. And what somebody who said that about the conservatives, that you? That was you, probably you too. Is that when you start talking with people on things we agree on, then we go back to just being people, right? If you can always keep conflict in the news and keep people in conflict, then, you know, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, neoliberal, neocon, whatever, America, China, America, Russia, whatever, you can make hate great, right? Because people you disagree with all the time, you can be violent with, you can bomb them, you can nuke them, you can do all kind of things, you can starve their children. But people you agree with, you develop friendships, you develop commonalities, you become a community, which is huge, and hated by the people who control and run everything. So I absolutely agree with that. I think that is so important, is to post more things that you agree on. Don't post as many things that you fight over. We need less fighting and less conflict. Gratitude is key. Remember, your choice or power/influence begins very small and expand. Look right, oh, dagnabbit. Very small and expand. Look right down the street for a task. Right, Maryland, yes. I mean, look down the street, because that's your sphere of influence, right? You're not influencing anything in Iran. You know, I'm not influencing anything in Yemen. I'm not influencing anything in China. You know, our influence should be what we, you know, our focus should be what we can influence. Like, we think about other people in other places and hopefully think well of them, but locally, what can you do to fix problems? Locally, who can you help? Who can you feed? Grow some tomatoes and give them away to. See a kid, and I'm, you know, for everything me, seeds and plants, that's my thing. But I'm always giving plants away. You know, I'm always giving cuttings, seeds. If I have too many cucumbers, I'll give them away, because you never know how that affects anyone's day. And I think that's what that inner work is. Like, you work internally, then you go do what you can. It's like, what did Morpheus say the other day? I was quoting Morpheus. Like, you can't be all talk. Like, it's great to talk on the internet. Come talk on the internet, but then go do something and make a difference. What is that Morpheus quote? Go do something and make a difference. Morpheus say. Somebody will probably find it before I do. I actually should show you this screen. We can just like put it in my timeline. I have to get off here in a minute. Morpheus said, oh, this is way into yesterday. Ooh, Luke Cage. Never mind. Hang on. We'll just go to the Morpheus quote. But anyways, let's get out and go do something. I got my Luke Cage quote. I was watching Defenders yesterday. I was watching Defenders, and they were fighting a hand, and they were talking to the leader of the hand, and she was kind of making a case for, you know, come with us and we'll work together. And Luke Cage said, for all your talk about life, because she was talking about life and abundance and, you know, destroying to rebuild. And he said, for all your talk about life, you sure kill a lot of people. Calling her out on her hypocrisy. You know, and so when I go to my inner space and I'm like working on me on the inside and how I used to support political parties and stuff, I have to go with the Luke Cage quote. Like, I really start to think that way. Like, man, y'all talk about health care, and you talk about walls and keeping me safe, and you talk about police to keep me safe, and you talk a whole lot of talk. Talk about reparations to make me happy and feed me. You talk about, well, I was like, for a whole lot of talk. A lot of y'all doing a whole lot of talking. Talk about restoring the republic and the constitution. For a whole lot of talk. A whole lot of talk about life and thriving. Y'all sure do murder a lot of people. You do sure violate the only real law, which is share. You sure do violate that law a lot. And maybe I shouldn't be so gullible. For all this talk about reparations, damn it, y'all sure are enslaving a lot of people around this world. Maybe you're fooling me. Maybe I don't want to be a fool anymore. What else y'all got before I get out of here? Showed him Assad's interview. and the one with the wife, Asthma, from October 2016. I don't remember that exact one. But his last one, Patricia, was amazing. His last interview. But this is why I love WikiLeaks too, and Assange, because he puts ideas out there, right? He's promoting saying things that are truthful. He's promoting that no one's ever right on either side of a war. They're both wrong, right? And that's not allowed. It's not allowed. You can't tell Americans that their wars are wrong. You can't tell Americans that they actually kill people and children. You can't tell Americans who are fighting pedophilia that sex trafficking comes from all of their destabilization, from all of their wars, all on every continent. You can't tell people that. You start putting the idea in people's head that violence is wrong, all violence. There's no good war. There's no good guys in a war. Then it becomes a problem. And that's why Assange is in prison. He's not in prison because he helped somebody get a password. He's not in prison because he was questioned about having sex consensually with somebody in Switzerland. He's not in prison for any of those things. He's in prison for one simple reason. He put the idea through WikiLeaks in people's head that they have a right to the truth. That's all he did. Greatest crime ever committed in Rothschild Rockefeller world. Greatest crime. Telling the monkeys, telling the useless eaters, the deplorables, that they actually have a right to know what's true, that their decisions are important, that to respect them enough to tell them what's true and let them make their own decision. Evil to tell a slave that it has a right to know what the plantation is up to. How evil it is to communicate such ideas, because if that idea ever sets in, oh my God, if the idea of an open source world ever sets in, if the idea of politicians wearing body sets in, if the idea that politicians who all work for us, they're our staff, can't lie to us, they can't have secrets because they've always been lying to us, that corporations that kill us and destroying our planet, they're not allowed to have secrets anymore, that everything has to be open source except for people and their own privacy. That idea ever sets in, this world will flip overnight. You can't allow that. You can't have that. So you can't control people if you're not allowed to lie to them. And who lies to you and respects you? When has the American government ever told the truth? When has your politicians, name me a politician who hasn't lied? And someone who lies to you, are they seeking to control you or do they respect you? That's why I'm not interested in voting. The system has programmed us to hoard. It does, Song. Well, I think it's the system, and I think it's fear too. Like they utilize psychology and functions that we've evolved to have to abuse us. Right? Like we have a fear of not having. When we don't have enough energy, we die. Right? And so if we die because we don't have enough energy, then we're fearful of tomorrow. Right? If we live in a world where sharing is not promoted and we let everybody know that we can grow enough food for everybody, that we can use robots and automation to take care of everybody. If we live in a world where we die because we don't have tomorrow or we don't have next month, then people are going to hoard. Like all of it, I think is just really, it built up over time. But they abuse that fear of not having to make us into hoarders. Like hoarders aren't bad people. They're just people who are scared of not having. And I think that's a natural human fear. It's they expound upon it. And of course, then you're saving for tomorrow, you feel safe. Then you save for 2 days, you feel safer. If you can save for a week, oh man, you can save enough food, got enough money for the kids for the next 6 months, you feel even better. And so I think they take that and they use that and they abuse it. They give us the fear that we're not gonna have. Viva la revolution, Lucen. Yes, Lori. Viva la revolution. Viva la peaceful revolution. I have to constantly clarify that. Because once again, the violent revolution isn't going to work. But I do appreciate, I have some friends who used to support violent revolution, and it doesn't look like they necessarily do that anymore. I think that maybe this is helping. Maybe people are starting to realize that no violent revolution ever went well. That every violent revolution we've ever had ended up in us having to have another violent revolution, which ended up in us having to have another violent revolution, which ended up like at a certain point in time, we have to agree to balance and no violence. If we can agree to balance and no violence, we can get somewhere. We can do something different. We can do something new. But even people I see who used to support violent revolution, now I'm starting to see, and I read posts, I don't always comment on everything, that they're saying, well, if we can do it peacefully, we should do it peacefully. Right? Because I think ideas are powerful. Ideas are so powerful, especially when you just let other people, let it process, let it marinate, put it out there and let them. Don't do the, the sociopathic, narcissistic thing where you got to have a debate. Having a debate, one of the most narcissistic, sociopathic concepts I've ever even thought of. And I used to debate all the time. And so we really started thinking about it, like, why am I trying to force other people to think like me? They're not me. They don't have my experience. They haven't been what I've been through. Why do I want other people to think and be like me? That is narcissistic. Why do I want to clone myself? Why do I think I'm right in a planet where everything is wrong? Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. We're only right when we're together. Because if you only have part of the information, you only got part of the picture, you're only one piece in a puzzle, you're wrong all the time. Because the full picture can't even be seen by you. It's together when we're right. Apart will always be wrong. As races will always be wrong. As nations will always be wrong. As religions will always be, as neoliberals, conservatives, as all of these divisions will always be wrong. Because the world is always flat. You only have a one-sided perspective, and the earth doesn't have sides. Ecosystems don't have sides. They have various things that work together. They tell the truth when they say taxes are raised and cost of living adjustments are not. They do tell the truth there. Who is that? Who said that? This is weird because I have to look on my pad here. I can't do it from the screen because it hurts my eyes. They don't lie about raising taxes, but it kind of sounded like you were going along. Oh, that's Lori. Okay. They tell the truth when they say taxes are raised and cost of living adjustments are not. Right. And so to me, Lori, because this always leads into that UBI discussion, universal basic income. And I'm not against that for people who are starving. I'm not against that for kids who can't eat, because you need money to buy food now. But I'm against it as a concept because the cost of living is high because we keep spending. And we keep spending because we keep making more money. And we keep making more money because we have fear. We have fear because we're feared of not having for tomorrow. And so it's a keep away game. Like the cost of living, like the only reason houses cost $500,000 is because people don't do the research and they don't realize we can print a house for $500. We have robots that do that. We can 3D print houses right now. The only reason homelessness exists is because houses cost $500,000, and they only cost $500,000 because people keep buying. They go from 50 to 80 to 100,000 to 150,000 to 200,000, and people keep buying. They keep getting these mortgages. Literally, they're morte. They keep giving up their life to buy a house. And how stupid is that? Why would you give up your life and become a full-time slave to buy a house? It just makes no sense to me. Why would you do that? You're here to live and experience. You don't want to strap your life to being a slave automatically, but we keep driving up prices. So it's not that we don't have high enough incomes, it's because the cost of living is unrealistically high. And the only reason it's unrealistically high is because they like making money. They want the energy. They make a lot more energy if the prices are higher. And we keep buying, so the prices keep going up. Now eventually it'll collapse. But they do tell truthful things. They'll tell us they'll raise taxes because they want more energy. They don't want less. Orders equals aversion to throwing things away. let's think about that. People like, I guess when I'm when I'm thinking of hoarding, Lori, I'm thinking of people who collect things that they don't need and hang on to them when somebody needs them. Like, I'm thinking hoarding from a perspective of somebody has needs and we refuse to give it to them. Like, I think of hoarding from that perspective. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a lot of things, because you can share with people when you have those things. But I think in collecting and keeping those things that you don't need when other people need them, I think that's the detrimental side of hoarding. You know, this mine thing, this it's mine, it's mine when other people are dying when they don't need. So when I think of hoarding, that's the destructive side of it. Right? I think the destructive side comes in when you're not willing to share with other people. Playing keep away with money, keep away with bank accounts, keep away with things that people need on a small scale. But then you can go to the higher scale where the housing, we're just talking about housing. There are so many empty houses in America, endless, millions of empty houses. Nobody's in them. Why? Because in order to keep the prices at $500,000 for a house, $200,000 for a house, people gotta want it. And the only way people are gonna want it is if they can't have it. You gotta have homelessness, put the fear in. Keep people homeless. They're not trying to solve homelessness. They never have been trying to solve the homeless. Homelessness is a talking point because it's fun and it gets you support, and they never do anything about it. If they were fighting homelessness for 100 years, either they have no idea in terms of leadership and politicians how to solve the problem, they don't want to solve the problem, or the system refuses to let them solve the problem because it's a crony capitalist system and it needs to play keep away with things, and people need to die from not having those things to drive prices up to make more money. Keep away. They're not trying to solve it. That's what I was saying yesterday when it came to women. We're not fighting for women's rights. There's no fight for women's rights. There's no fight for equality to make women equal. If America wanted women to be equal, you think they'd be equal by now? You know how equal works? Like, literally, equal is you get to do that and everybody else gets to do it. That's it. If anyone violates that, we got a problem with you. Totally equal. They can do that overnight. They can write laws to steal whatever they want from you overnight. They write tax laws all the time. They can do it. They sure can equate their accounts and take money from you anytime they want. They can start a war. They're not fighting for women's rights. They're taking women's rights away because rights are profitable. You know, either they don't know how to solve equality or they literally don't care. They just want more energy than you. And they'll say something to get you to vote for them or cheer keeping this model. They're not trying to solve it. Women are not equal in America, not even close to being equal. And then there's no initiative to make them equal. Profit is playing keep away and keeping people fighting and struggling. I gotta get out of here in a minute. This is weird. And I gotta pee. That's why I'm not drinking my smoothie. I gotta drink my smoothie. You know when a smoothie is good, y'all? Smoothie is good when it's deep brown. Doo-doo brown. Doo-doo brown. When you can't see it through the green screen. That's when it's the deep green. That's good too. You want your smoothie to be brown, but you really want it green is good. Green is good. That's when a smoothie is simple. When it's the color of the things that we're supposed to be eating. Like I said the other day, you know, dirt is medicinal, right? Dirt is literally medicinal. Dirt is in your gut. Your whole gut bacteria is made up of dirt. Dirt is medicinal. And you drink something that's the color of dirt, you're gonna be healthy. But I can't drink the smoothie because I gotta pee and I gotta get out of here. All right, let me read the last couple comments and I'm gonna go. Last couple comments and I'm gonna go. And don't be upset about Facebook. Anybody over there, don't be upset about Facebook. I'm wondering if that's just the whole Facebook problem. Last time Facebook had issues, it just might be that across everybody. But if it's me, then it's me. This is coming. Like this, it's not. You have to be okay with how the world works. And once you accept that this is how the world works, then nothing is surprising anymore. think they might even have a thread. And what, they killed Gerard? No, they didn't kill me. They didn't kill me. The world literally works in keeping everyone stupid, keeping them ignorant by censoring information from them. If you can censor people, you can keep them in conflict with each other. You can keep them in conflict with each other. You can day trade people. You can day trade all the commodities, and that's just how the system works. You know, so it's not anything to be upset about. Like, those things are inevitable. We either change the system or we will have total censorship. That is a requirement of what we support. All right, what else we got? That democracy depends on flourishing of a spectrum of voices, biodiversity, as well as robustly expressed by an orchestra of wild voices. Yes! Oh, that's just sexy. Say that again. That is poetry. That is very poetic. And that's what an ecosystem is. It's a wild democracy. Wild. But democracy in the sense that there is no ganging up. Unless there has to be. Because it's a balance, right? We are in an ecosystem, and there is the whole, everything's done decently and in order. There's a balance to all of it. Everybody's an individual. It makes perfect sense. You can make people black, which I am on Facebook. I write all my videos are just black. It's just black. You can make people black. You can make people white. You can make people yellow. Get them to cheer it. Be proud of it. You can take away the ecosystem's 7 billion voices. 7 billion wild, independent, beautiful voices that are living life to the full depth and dimension because they're not suffering and they don't have fear. You can take that and you can put them into 200, group them into 200 different little ignorant groups, then you can control them. But you let people be free and you let them have their own individual voices and be an ecosystem, that's a powerful ecosystem. But everybody wants to rule the world. Or certainly the psychopaths do. And so if they can group people into groups, they can steal the world from us. Like, that's the profit for the world. They literally stole the world by grouping people into manageable chunks and making them slaves. And we can undo it. That's the beautiful thing about today, is we can undo it. The beautiful thing is we know, and we can undo it. But you have to fight that system at its core tool. Its core tool is divide and conquer. And they've been using that since the time of kings. And if we aren't smart enough to figure that out, one, that it's divide and conquer, but then two, to do what Morpheus said. I guess one thing, we can talk about it, but are we actually doing it? Go down to Morpheus quote. Profound pee on myself. That'd be a live stream, wouldn't it? That'd be a live streamer pees on himself, trying to find a Morpheus quote. How far down is this? Oh my goodness. Like, we can talk about it all we want, but if you to yourself are still lost in division and sharing pride in the groups that the Rothschilds and Rockefellers put you in. Oh, it wasn't a Neo quote, it was a Morpheus quote. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. What's the point of knowing if you don't do it? Zero. No, you no reason for you even to know if you're not actually living it. If you're actually doing it. If you know that you were divided by these killers, robber barons, landowners, railroad tycoons, and psychopaths, and you don't do anything about it, what's the point? There's no even point in you not even knowing it. You're still cheering. People send me stuff all the time. All the time. We're talking about Independence Day. And what does it really mean? Yeah, you're gonna get rough on Independence Day. I'm not here to play with Independence Day because you're not independent. Like, we're literally celebrating Independence Day. Ain't nobody independent, let alone the damn country. Let them people are you independent? You can't be independent. This is a dependent society and a dependent nation. but they celebrate independence because they don't want you to re-independent. They don't want you to realize that your nation never got free, and it's never getting free. It was even enslaved even more in 1913 and 1933. Constant enslavement over and over and over. And slavery was so good to the British Empire and everybody else. Now the corporations are enslaving your government. There's no independence. Oh, I gotta show you this picture before I go. There is no dependent Americans about to celebrate about to celebrate Independence Day. How is that not funny? How much it all depends on people. They depend on infrastructure and water and food and rice and bread and milk and drugs and healthcare and everything. It's dependent on everything. They're celebrating Independence Day. Exactly whose independence are you celebrating? Exactly whose? I'm gonna show you who. I got a picture for you. I'll show you whose independence you're actually celebrating. Independence Day, you're not independent. There's a picture. I made this meme. There you go, right here. I'm gonna show you this meme right here. I'm gonna show you. See, it was a toy. You know when like you get your kid a toy and they take a picture with the toy Christmas time, like, hey, everybody get together, get your toys. I got the daddy got some toys, mommy got the toys, here's your teddy bear, and you put all the Christmas presents behind you, and they take a picture of the kids with the toys. I got a picture I gotta show you. You know what I'm talking about? When you buy the kids, because you want the kid to like remember the moment when you got him a gift, when you took care of him, showed him how much you loved him. Granddaddy done got us some gifts. I hadn't found a picture of the only thing that you need to think about on Independence Day. So I can show you. This is Independence Day right here. You know what this is? Happy Independence Day, everybody. This is literally who's this? No, this is Rockefeller's grandkids. Posing on the steps with their new toy. That's all I want you to think about Independence Day. Posing with their new toy. Thank you, Granddaddy. You gave us a nation. Thank you. Oh, you gave us a Washington. Thank you. You gave us a federal government. We don't even know what to do with it. No, we'll just have fun. Just play with it. You know, beat it up, break it. I got other toys for you. I got one called Russia, and I got one called Britain. I got a few other toys for you, babies, because I love you. And we know this now. And we literally know this. We know that our nation was sold. And we're going to celebrate Independence Day. All right. I got to get going. Happy Independence Day, y'all. Is that tomorrow? Happy Independence Day. Independence! Can't grow a damn people that can't even grow basil are going to celebrate independence. I'm sorry. It's funny to me. It's not really funny. It's not funny. It's not. Oh my God, people can't grow no tomatoes and literally just put the seed in the ground and grow itself, but they can't even grow that because they're trying. Some people can't grow a plant. Somebody who's trying. They don't understand plants literally grow themselves if you're not stupid enough to kill them. They literally grew themselves for 1 billion years before you got here. But yeah, anyway, happy Independence Day, everybody. Happy Independence Day, Rockefellers. Happy Independence Day. See your new toy, you like your new toy. Granddad gave you a toy. And the people he stole the toy from, they don't even want the toy back. They don't even want the toy back. They're so busy fighting each other. They don't have time to meditate and think. There's only one real law. And they get you to violate the law. And once they get you to violate the law, you justify violence. And when you justify the violence at a local scale and you fighting with the other poor people, you justify the violence at the elite scale. And that's why they control your planet. They control your nations, they control your food, and they will dictate what happens to your children. Unless we grow the hell up. Meditate, realize there's only one law, and that's share. If you actually start listening to your gods and start to share your natural law, restore the balance, that everything was decent and in order, then we get to make it. Till then, let the Rothschilds and Rockefellers' children and the Mellons and the Carnegies and the DuPonts, let them enjoy their toy and let them play with it because that's how the world's supposed to be. All right, happy Independence Day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. I don't know if I'll be on Facebook tomorrow. I don't know what happened. Y'all have a good day. This is Gerard. Love y'all to death now. Bye-bye. Oh, you gotta subscribe on YouTube. Otherwise, you just not gonna make it. See y'all. Bye-bye.